Wait, we have a guest?
Hey, we have an
Shit. We got a guest.
Hey, man.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, man.
I'm so sorry. Sobrang sorry.
No joke.
That's cool.
We're doing a strict English policy.
No, not really.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Not really. X was like Tagaloging us the whole time last time. There was a little bit of Cebuano with Joao, so that's fine. I suppose this is...
This is part 2 of Bodega.
This is so embarrassing. I'm really, really sorry, guys.
It's all right, man.
No problem.
It's going to be like video or podcast number 2.
Yeah. So... Guys,
this is cool.
Our friend Ian, he is also from the university. Fun fact, I first met Ian exactly 10 years ago when we were starting to do practice for Servant of Two Masters.
Wow, really?
Yes, you're a servant for Master.
Like November 22nd? Like
down to the minute?
Around this time, because
exactly 10 minutes.
Exactly
10 in the evening.
Nalala ko pa kasi yung Christmas time, practices na.
This is I have no idea what Martin is doing, but like every week he's been bringing in people that like I have so much respect for, like the Kangkong Jam, like the Kangkong Jam people. I'm like, what are you doing to me, man?
So the next
are you trying to highlight my inadequacies by bringing like amazing people?
No, man.
It's the only way you can fight your awesome video setup.
Yeah.
We're calling these guestings the Kang cameos, man.
Kang cameos, I love it.
Cameos.
I mean, come on, Joao. If I had a plan about the guesting, your favorite caster might be the next guest next week, right? Who knows?
I would love that, but whatever. Anyway, for the people that don't know, Ian is the dude that taught me everything I know about how to.
I don't think so.
Who taught me everything I know about how to explain my life.
You knew quite a lot coming.
Formative years from Joao.
Yeah, formative.
Yeah, dude, these
Ian's,
anyway.
Ian's my favorite co-actor. I mean, I loved acting with him as Pantalone, and he's the Trufaldino.
Yeah. We had fun, though.
Oh my god, we had fun.
Yeah. That's probably the best, well, the most fun play that I was in the university.
I mean, coming off from one of my worst performances in 2010, I am so happy for Servant of Two Masters. It saved my ass. So thank you, Ian. Thank you, X. Thank you, JJ.
Si X.
Oh my god.
I don't think anybody memorized their lines.
JJ's our co-director. Oh yeah, nobody memorized our
lines.
Yeah.
Nobody really got to memorize. You should. You should get Cheska, man.
Yeah, actually, that'd be pretty cool.
You guys know Cheska? Joao? I only know Cheska, but I don't have her Facebook.
No, we were she was with us, right, in that day.
Oh, but have you been interacting with her? Last time I did, she was still hosting a radio show with my friend. But I don't think she's hosting that radio show anymore.
We might have to pay a talent fee for that, guest.
Medyo mahirap yun, wag na lang.
Like other friends that we may have a talent fee for.
Our Patreon is not that level yet. Which, if you're listening, is on channel14.com. We are on YouTube and Spotify. Follow the thing. You know what to do.
And we might just get Cheska and what was her name?
Please join our Patreon so we can pay this
Kelly. Kelly.
Yeah,
Kelly.
Oh shit! I can just FB. Yeah, let's try to FB.
Yeah,
I got her FB. Fuck. Screw that. We got her FB. I'll try that.
This is
easy. It's easy.
Hello, welcome to Bodega Nights. Scheduling our guests edition.
This is really cool, man.
I know. I'm so glad you said yes.
I've always heard about Bodega Nights, but I never got to see it.
Oh, thank God. You have no reputation whatsoever.
Oh, my God. The reputation's better than the actual show.
I know.
The marketing team's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the
things. So many lies. People think we get funding.
We don't. No. This is funding from 3 years ago. It just worked. Thank you, patrons. Thank you. As in, I remember one time we had
And that's why we need your Patreon cast to help support Martin's internet.
Martin's internet.
Now we have.
Boost Martin's signal in Brazil money.
What?
I do like how he's just happy now in frozen space.
Now we need it again. Now we need.
Like every time Martin's internet gets choppy, he's like smiling or something. It's so amazing. Like the rest of us, whenever our internet screws up, we have like whatever face.
Yeah,
and Martin is
yeah,
always
yeah.
like,
He's always so cheerful. Oh gosh.
we should get Steph
John
Sol.
was here.
Steph Sol.
Yeah,
Steph
Steph
Sol.
Sol.
We should get Steph Sol on here.
Yeah.
Yet
That'd be
more
fun.
talent fee I'm hearing.
Just Ian, how's
Who
life?
are these
man?
actors and actresses that we
I've
getting?
been seeing you.
Sorry. Martin?
Again with the jolly face, dude. It's like,
I don't know.
yeah.
The person leading this podcast is
Our talent field staff. Let's get Joao. Easy.
I just love how he sounds like a really bad AI right now.
it's like this is the most crucial part, Martin.
Hello, humans. How are you? Yes. Welcome to show.
God damn.
So Ian, how
What the
has the
hell, Joao?
pandemic?
Yeah. Go Norm. Yeah.
It's been like 8 months. It's almost December.
Mm.
How are you?
I'm actually I like this more than normal life. Actually,
Really?
I like the whole staying at home thing, and
The introvert is thriving.
the introvert is thriving, and but I don't need to interact anymore with people. COVID has given me the
There. This is why we're friends, right? This is why we're friends because I'm one of those like
interact.
I'm one of those freaks that absolutely loves this whole like COVID thing going on as
I
well.
love how Martin's not on his
the
phone.
whole like
I don't.
lockdowns.
Yeah.
Your phone camera's so much better than
much
your
better.
other camera.
Yeah, because this camera is like 5 years ago, so this is actually HD. Hey guys,
Why don't you use your phone as the camera?
Why don't you just use your dude? Buy a tripod. It doesn't cost that much, right? And then just use your phone.
Let me try this then. Does it
So
automatically?
don't point at your junk.
We're keeping it a kid-friendly environment.
We're
I
keeping
know,
this about as PG as we can get it.
Yeah.
But
Modern day PG, not old school PG. We'll never get old school PG. Old school PG was crazy.
oh, that was really violent.
So,
Because
Ian,
I was
how's life?
rewatching the Animaniacs from the 90s, and
Yeah.
God, some of that is insane.
Why?
Yep.
It's like just like the wheel of morality. And our lesson for the day is: if at first you don't succeed, blame your parents. Like, what? This is a kid show. Like,
I mean, this from the era of Ren and Stimpy and all the other things, so I'm not too surprised.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the Animaniacs,
can-
they were always the super edgy cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fairness to all of them, like they kind of push the limits. Like we're a kids show, but we're gonna make jokes for your parents as well, so they have fun.
Alright.
That type of situation where it's a show that if you rewatch the stuff, you realize I never saw this joke before because of my innocent children ears. Now listen back, oh, that's what that meant.
I was gonna say with Joao's logic before about blaming your parents and whatnot, and saying it kind of makes sense. But this is a kids show when I was a kid, so I guess there's some
The kid's like,
brainwashing involved
that's
there.
funny. Being an older person.
Wait.
Stop telling me truth. Stop judging me. Show.
This is too harsh for kids. They don't need to know.
They need to think that we know everything. We know nothing. When you become an adult, you just hope there's an adult. You're adult.
Yeah. Speaking of Animaniacs, and
That's
adults,
it. Martin is inviting the adultier adults that I interacted with.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah, Joe. Yeah. I mean, adult here, adult.
Kaya pala, in-invite ko si Ian. I was
That's
about
where
to
we
invite-
are.
When I found out, oh snap, it's too late to invite him tonight. Baka next week. So,
We can only take so much awesomeness on one podcast at a time.
also music people, we can only have 2 per episode.
Yeah.
Too much if it's 3.
That's why Ian and
We
Greg
might need to drag Cheese
Yeah.
in just to make it less awesome.
Oh my God,
Greg,
jeez,
send for
man.
next- Yeah.
Oh my God.
If the 4 of us can agree to have Cheese on soon, I can totally just have him on.
Is this
Wait,
the
so you
part of the
guys
podcast
haven't-
that I'm going to edit out? Or what?
No. Keep it in. Keep this in. Cheese, if you're watching, hi. We're inviting you to a Sunday night Zoom.
Also, check out Patreon.
It's also like a way for us to lure in Mike. Maybe Mike will reply.
Mike!
So
Oh
we're
my God,
just
I miss
using
Mike.
cheese as Mike bait.
Yeah, dude, I really miss Mike as
Basically,
well.
it's Mike based.
I miss Mike. He's an awesome guy.
Man.
Wait, so I have a question. I always thought that John was part of Bodega Nights.
He is, but
He is.
Never
the internet sucks. I kept asking, hey, can you join in?
Oh,
No,
Martin judging people's internet, huh?
I know, right? But he kept saying he can't make it. So,
Mr. 70 milliseconds ping.
yeah, my 300 plus ping.
Wait, you're at 300 already? Last I remember you were like
If his internet can do a Zoom call, his internet is good enough.
I know, and he's active in Overmind stuff. Can we just drag his ass to Overmind HQ and have him Zoom there? It's just like 5 minutes walking distance.
I can't drag his ass to Overmind.
All right,
Man.
just drag his ass there to Overmind.
I don't know. You guys probably succeed. It doesn't.
And you're like his boss, right?
Yes, you're his boss.
not really,
You can
not
boss him
really.
around.
Nobody's really boss.
This is a very very roundabout way to get to peer pressure John into the podcast. Like invite all of his bosses one at a time. Like John, you're the only one who hasn't gone on the podcast.
Hey, if we
Everybody
do
else-
that, he might mistake it for a Zoom meeting and join us.
Yeah.
It's an over my Zoom meeting. Guys, why are we recording this?
It's a Zoom meeting. We just pop in. Ha-ha, Bodega
Where's
Nights.
it recorded?
Surprise.
Surprise.
Why don't you guys have invite girls? I'm pretty sure that would
We don't have that money.
The only girl I
that
could
would
invite.
skew the odds in your favor vis-a-vis John.
Ian, but the problem is the girls I could invite are the philosophical girls that he doesn't like. Philosophically
He
speaking.
doesn't like.
That's why we should
Philosophy.
invite them.
No, wait,
Get him to come
It
on. That
doesn't,
way.
ma. It doesn't, ma.
Oh god, if he has an Alex Jones breakdown, it'd be awesome.
It's like a Tinder box that you just kind of like light
Oh,
over.
yeah.
You don't even have to talk. We're just kind of waiting for John and the girl to fight it off.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's a podcast on its own. Like
Get
sandwiches, go.
popcorn.
I've seen that happen. And it's so entertaining. One of my friends one time, before COVID, he invited like the girl he was seeing during the time and super millennial girl, super.
Ay, pucha.
grabe.
I
It
can
was
invite a lot.
fireworks, man. And she was talking to us about this new form of music called electro.
Isn't that like a guy? Isn't that a villain Spider-Man or something?
Oh,
I have no idea what it is.
girl.
When he was trying to explain, I was like, isn't that electronic music? Like usual electronic music, like the stuff that's been there since the 80s, But, she was trying to, I don't know, I think she thought it was different or something. And, like John and her got so into it. And, good old days.
Hey,
John
You guys
versus the
want-
world. I'd watch that podcast.
yeah. We could lure
John
in with a
Wars.
girl, but not that kind of girl he likes.
But then if we're not gonna get him on the podcast, by being nice and getting people that he likes on here, get people that he hates.
Yeah.
Let's get Frankie. Just kidding.
Is this the part that I'm supposed to edit out?
Wait,
Yes.
which
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Because they have a podcast too.
Ooh.
Wait, I have to.
Oh, I have a censor button here that probably won't work. Oop,
Yeah.
that's the wrong one.
Ooh.
That's the right
Is it
trigger
really the
warning.
wrong one?
The right one I have is a noise thing, but I don't think you guys hear it because I have the wrong audio setup for this.
It's like
I know.
everybody
I have,
in this
like, all the
pandemic
weird
is slowly building their own streaming setups.
Well,
Yeah.
if you do Zoom, you're kind of having a streaming setup.
Like,
It
my
just
friend
ranges
Joe-
from
Whoa.
crap to
Whoa,
awesome.
whoa.
Wait, what is this?
I like this
Sorry.
Among Us shit.
Hold on. See,
What is this magic?
What is that?
It's one of those things, yes. I have to learn how to do that. Is that that's
Ian,
a OBS
I got
thing or what?
So,
Yeah, it's
Ian, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah,
When did you and Joao meet?
a
Just one
long
again.
time ago, man.
a long time ago.
A long
Yeah.
time ago. And then he went home to Cebu.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And you didn't go home to Iloilo.
Yeah, I did it.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
I did it.
Oh.
I like that narrative. Like we met and then he went home to Cebu.
Cebu, yeah.
Yeah.
Meant the first thing he did was
Right.
left as soon as he could.
Yeah.
See, I am now going to go to a different island away from you.
Hi. Nope.
Because
I was there though recently, and I think Joao and I met up, and I was there. I think it was 2 years ago. 2 years
Okay.
ago or something. 3
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Life before the
Remember-
pandemic.
Yeah, life before the
Life
pandemic.
before the pandemic.
When you could
So,
hold hands
what
and
does
do
Bodega
kumbaya.
think about the pandemic?
Ah, that's the earlier section.
Yeah, we just did that.
Yeah, it's just like-
Oh, I'm
Finally,
sorry. I'm sorry.
That's fine. This is
No, wait, what? That's a good question, though. What have you been doing, Ian, like during the pandemic? Because I've been seeing you guest sometimes kay X or sa Overmind.
Yeah, well, people ask me, if they don't have anybody to invite na, they usually...
You're the backup guy.
So you're the backup guy.
Oh, we
Yeah,
need a
the
seat
backup
filler.
guy.
Can
I'm
you
the
come
backup
on
guy.
in?
I think I've done that
You're
twice.
the red
already.
of that group.
Yeah. So that and a lot of I don't know, man. I really like this whole pandemic thing. I think this year I've done so. Yeah.
Okay.
I've gone through so many changes that it's good changes, I would think, and it's working for me.
Actually, yeah, you
the
don't
pandemic.
have your mustache anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
it seems to be there.
I don't think
it's
that's
there. But...
that's not. Those are
Yeah.
changes I was talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, because last
Hair
time
loss.
we met,
Hair
it was in I think the birthday of our friend's daughter, and you still had the stash.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
I'll always not have a full stash. It's always there. I always have the wharf.
Is it?
Oh my God.
It's the Chinese blood within you, my friend.
The funny thing is, I have none of those in me. I'm Malaysian. That's it.
Okay.
Another A.
Well, it is November, so
what's it?
Yeah.
But I can really see where Ian is coming from though, because like
Yes, he's coming from his computer.
he's coming from his computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean like because if it wasn't for the pandemic,
We won't hit
It was
episode
like-
100.
yeah, God knows
Yeah.
what the next time I would see you guys are, right? Like because
Yeah.
I know.
I'm back to Cebu, so
We wouldn't hit episode 69.
Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently,
But
we already did.
Miko lives like 30 minutes that way.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 minutes if you're being really like chill with it.
Yeah, lives pretty close by, but that and like teaching online is a lot more fun because you don't have to worry about students in front of you.
Yeah, but how is
And-
that? Isn't it harder then? A little bit harder teaching online.
Okay lang. I mean,
I mean, look at Joao's baller setup. He looks professional. He looks
with
like
a
he's getting
Japanese
paid.
wave.
Wait, so what mic is that? What condenser? Is that a condenser mic?
Yeah.
Condenser mic. Yeah.
yeah.
Which one is that?
It is a Miko MMUS 100. It isn't very expensive, so
How is it though? Is it? Yeah, it sounds good.
it's all right. I mean, it's not.
It records.
Yeah, it records. Do you still have your what was the mic that you used? An Audio Technica 20.
Yeah,
20.
yeah, I actually
yeah.
do. Yeah, right here.
It's right
above
there.
me.
I'm not using it right now.
Yeah, I'm not. But it's right here, and I just got it back from Javi because he was, he borrowed it a bit. Yeah.
Wow, that has seen some action. My
Yeah, man,
ET2020
look at
does
it.
not get scratched up like that.
And this one has been used and abused,
Yep.
So.
It's seen some things. It's listened to some stuff.
It still works really well.
I
though.
remember. I remember using it for one of the Christmas albums. I borrowed it.
Yeah.
I borrowed it from you in 2010. It might have been.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
So it's
Oh,
it's
wait.
really old.
Speaking of
Yeah.
way past the
Bodega
warranty.
albums, one of my favorite opening lines of a song is like, "This is a song X wrote long ago." Then Ian said, "The lyrics have got to go." It's awful. It's awful.
It's good that you stopped there because we might have been copyrighted by Joao for
Yeah.
MCH
further.
The YouTube bot. Danger! Danger! Copyright detected. Must
ours.
destroy.
That song, that song that we wrote with X many years ago.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right? The one that like we wrote a bunch of X wrote a bunch of lyrics too, and you were all like, dude, those lyrics are terrible.
Melody's good though.
Those lyrics, man, they tear my soul apart, and not in a good way.
They make me cry.
Like it was a very dark time in the group.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
know,
it was.
It was a very dark time, but some of us saw the humor in it, and there was that as the song that came out of that dark time, and
Not the darkest song that you made.
well, the darkest song that I made was
Very catchy.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it
JJ song.
Yep.
because these days that's the type of thing that gets you canceled.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why a lot has
Hey, he has the Norm effect where his skin disappears.
How does this? This doesn't really work well, though.
Holy smokes! Yes.
Oh, you should see Norm. I love how Norm shores because he just like becomes cloaked.
Mine works way too well.
I think my head is
Yours
too shiny.
yours works so well in the weirdest way. It just decides must delete skin. That's Norm's. It's just deleting skin. Everything else stays.
That is so strange, man.
It's my party trick.
Mine is just removing the background I have behind me.
Yeah.
And which is not done via the Zoom thing, that's done via another software.
But then going back to Ian's question about teaching online, it's good for the kids that might not be that weren't super engaged back in the day. The shyer kids, because I like to use the chat as a way that they can sort of express.
Oh, shy.
Yeah.
Okay, I really miss there's like the shire kids, like hobbits or something.
Yeah. That's what I thought about. That's the first thing I thought about as well.
Right.
Shire,
So the
Hobbits
Bilbos,
so true.
They are shy.
the Samwise,
They're shy.
Ganges,
They are
yeah,
shy, huh?
they're very shy. They
Shy.
don't want to leave.
Good
They don't want to leave
morning,
the
issues.
right? But yeah, those kids when they take to the chat, like it's easier for some of them to express themselves. And the kids that are going to be engaged are engaged anyway, so it feels like it's easier to get another group of people. And I get to do stuff like, oh wow, that was a really good answer to the question,
Oh, perfect.
So
I'm just imagining you say like, I'm sorry, but that question, that answer is wrong, and somebody just goes to the chat, haha, wrecked.
like I actually do have kids that do that sometimes, and it's amazing. I love it. They drop memes in the chat and everything. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, and they get to watch they get to go through the material again as many times as they want.
True.
So it makes it easier, or it makes it easier for me to have lectures because I can give it to them ahead of time. And if you don't get it, watch it again, ask me questions before we get into the actual lecture. And when the actual lecture comes, it just becomes a matter of asking questions and trying to deepen their knowledge and understanding of a particular topic. But it isn't as difficult for somebody that's more comfortable with the internet as a medium. Right. So
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So for the kids that speak internet, it's amazing.
But for the
Do
older
they
people
press
in Zoom, it gets
chat?
a little difficult.
Like, I guess the teachers, it's harder for the teachers, probably.
I guess like the more senior teachers who have never gone through the systems is like, what is this?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What is a May?
What is a mini?
It really depends on
Yes.
your age, I guess. Diba? Yung parang, did you really grow up as as somebody who's used to the internet as a professor, or
Yeah, like some of the older teachers are having a little bit
Wait,
difficulty.
but you guys, hello. Yeah.
Yes.
We hear you. You're just not moving. You don't have the Martin face though, but it's still pretty chill.
I don't see Ian at all.
I'm losing
Hey.
Martin now.
What?
me?
No way. This is data.
Yeah.
I'm using my data. What the hell? Really?
Sorry.
There we go.
There
we go.
Whoa,
You know,
second
I-
angle.
I-
That's so cool.
I have 2 internet providers, man.
You switch to the other one.
Yeah, so I just switch.
I have 2 internet providers. They use
The
the same
modern
infrastructure
solution.
though, so it's not great.
That's
Two
actually good
ISPs,
though.
one infrastructure.
That's what that's how they recommend. That's what they recommend us do, so that if one provider goes down, we just switch to the other.
Yeah. Redundancy.
Okay. Yeah.
So, how many ISPs do you have? Yes.
Yeah, because internet is so cheap.
Well, I
okay,
got
that's
the
not a
basic,
good Martin face.
like two basic plans, yeah. And it works quite well. Like, nakakapanood ako 4K. Parang okay siya.
But
That's
it's
cool.
I don't know. I guess I'm also kind of lucky though, because the school that I teach at gave us an internet allowance.
That's really nice.
Right, so that's pretty cool. I mean, it isn't enough to cover like a super high speed connection, but like it's good enough, I guess.
Right.
It's there. You have one.
It's there.
Yeah, but it still feels like, but then it's less than the across the board increase that we otherwise would have gotten had we not gone into like lockdowns.
Okay.
But and it's not, and it's something that they can take away at any time, whereas like
The
the
good
across
boss,
the board,
the good boss giveth, and the good boss taketh away.
whereas the across the board increases, it's something that they can just take away like straight up. So they're like, instead of
I'm
giving
actually
you an across
shocked
the
that the
board,
ISPs are
Smart
not providing more plans now. Like
Actually.
short-term plans. I'm surprised that no one has gone to like, hey, we know you can't do a 3-year plan. Here's a special 6-month plan that might be more expensive, but you're just locked in for 6 months or 1 year. Surprised no one's gone through that yet.
They're offering prepaid, which is the least committal. Like, if you just got like 500 pesos, that's
True,
it.
but if you
Make
can
it
get
last
that
however
freaking
long.
weird router thing, because like here, that weird prepaid, which is just an oversized dongle, is out of stock for the last 3 months. Yes.
You said
Why is it
dong.
called a dongle, really? I hate how that's the thing.
Dongle.
But yes, the router that's just an oversized dongle, which uses LTE or something.
Okay.
It's the way you say dongle that's funny.
How do you
Yeah.
say dongle?
Yeah.
Not with the elongated dongle.
That's
So it's a dongle.
elongated dongles are great. They get the most reception.
It's a size that
Level
matters.
connectivity.
Apparently, it gets more signal that way.
That's how you get deeper into internet.
Yeah. And there
Mature
goes
stream.
our PG-13 rating.
There you go.
Oh no, I think the humor's still within it.
Adult Swim.
Adult
But
Swim.
yeah, I kind of
Oh,
wish the
man.
ICs kind of up their game by providing better plans, more options to people.
Ah.
But it's kind of like same old, same old.
Yeah, but this you know what? That's the thing. I one of the few things I like about Duterte, because he's calling them out, man. The companies, like he's saying, you guys better fix these.
I kind of wish they made the permits less for the towers, though. That one probably would be great. I think it's still stuck at 25 permits per tower,
Dang.
which is insane. I heard like, wow, no wonder you guys can't make stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to make a building and just like stick the tower in there. Is that the South Tower? No, it's just building.
It's just everything inside is an antenna.
What's that? It's a router.
It's like you just built a box on a tower on an antenna, and that's like, nope, it's a building.
What is that?
Totally
It's not a cell tower. No. It's a building
Hey,
with
I
very
suppose-
well designed infrastructure.
The thing sticking out on top is a lightning rod.
I
It's just a
suppose this is
massive
the
rock.
outrage section now, where we start talking about politics and complain about the speed of the
Outrage.
internet in the Philippines.
I
So what do you
it's
guys
very-
usually talk about here?
This is about par for the
This
this is about par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we sprinkle in
Um,
other things. But yeah, it
yes.
to me, I guess here I really can't complain about speed, but I would like more of it.
Again, it's not
say.
the speed of the internet that's a big problem in the Philippines. It's the price,
It's a price. Yeah. The price is insane.
right? For your price
And the customer
per-
service is questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like your price per megabit is terrible. That ratio.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Something, somebody should really do something. That's the first thing they should fix.
Mm.
The
The
whole,
thing is, like, you think with two ISPs they would like compete and make better, but it just feels like I feel like you're in bed with each other in this way to make
yeah,
sure.
they
that-
probably are. They probably are.
So having a third party in here that just will not play by their rules would be great. Just at least shaking up the price structure.
Like,
Well,
China?
Sun did that.
Look,
Sun
if they're
did
gonna
that.
if they're gonna allow me to pay half the price for what I'm paying right now, sure, they can like sprinkle their like thing right there.
yeah, I mean, as Ian was saying though, Sun did do that, and
Yeah.
it was really good for SMS.
Yeah.
Like
And
that's how we,
then-
that's how we became like the texting capital of the universe or something, right? Because of the stuff that Sun did to
Anti-text.
bring down prices of everything. So,
I remember those.
but then they were
They
bought out and
disappeared,
whatnot.
right?
Yep.
They got absorbed.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
smart. So yeah, I think the answer really is, like government stepping in, controlling, I don't know, like
But some people would also hate
socialism.
that, right?
Right? Yeah, socialism and stuff like that.
This is diba? This is one of those things that this is why part of why I'm so mad at the administration of Arroyo, because she absolutely botched that
ZTE?
the ZTE deal. Yeah, because that would have laid the groundwork for a government ISP. If
You know what?
Wait,
the only
this
thing
is
that
different from the
we
San
got from
Miguel
that is-
thing, right?
this was the ZTE broadband, whatever. That
the one that happened in Wak Wak. Joao, the
Yeah,
only
this
thing
is-
we got was Ben's Burger out of that. Ben's Burger.
Let me break out the whiskey because this has become Tito hour.
It's near over now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Norm.
No,
But I
it's
miss
fine.
you, man. I miss you.
I miss you guys. No, this is fine. It's just like we're talking about politics and internal politics for companies, and this is like I can't believe we're having this discussion at this age. Like
I know, right?
it crept up on me. Like we're here now.
But, yeah.
But now it gives me
Tesla now
Tesla.
included in the S&P 500, right? So
Yeah.
like
Nice.
I'm more surprised that there's Teslas in Manila. I'm like, where the hell do you guys charge?
the
Oh,
charging
yeah,
station.
yeah, yeah. That's
No.
actually a good point. It's
It's
not
weird,
so.
but it's there.
They buy one of those power banks and just stick in their car. This is gonna give you another couple feet.
Hey, you got really big ass power banks now, man. Like, really, really
I mean, if you
big,
think about it, the
like-
Tesla is just a big mobile power bank.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. There's a battery inside. It charges
Just
your
imagine
phone.
someone just pulls it out like has a small USB cable. Like, there we go, charging my car.
Yeah.
Well, the more sustainable model seems to be there's that Chinese car company again with the Chinese, no? This Chinese car company called NIO, and but the thing that they're doing is battery as a service or something like that, where instead of charging up your car, you take your battery to a shop, or you take your car to a shop and they just swap the battery.
I mean, that sounds like what I used to do with my Nokia. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so it's like you pay a monthly fee or whatever for being able to just show up at a quote gas station and they just switch
I
Yeah,
feel
out
like
the
that's how
battery.
they reverse engineer Tesla batteries. Yes. Hold this battery first.
They
Learn their
probably
way.
did.
Yeah, they probably did.
They
When,
probably did. Yeah.
When Tesla opened that gigafactory in Shanghai, right? Like, or when they're going to open that gigafactory in Shanghai. But I think that's like a more sort of sustainable model for the Philippines if we go with like electric vehicles, because the thing that made Tesla work was that there's just way too much parking in the US.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, just on the line of Tesla here, I'm still assuming that the reason they're going to Mars is once all those big ass ion batteries in the cars just like mess up, they're like, you can't touch me. I'm a
So
Martian
Norm
now.
did bring out the Scotch whiskey.
Oh,
Now we're not PG. Well, no,
You know
we're
what?
still
I'll
PG
join
until you
Norway.
drink it on stream.
We're
Then it's a hit.
We're getting in the mood.
I'll be
it's
right
not
back.
for Radio Norm.
We're getting in the mood. It's gonna be like- Martin breaks out the apple juice.
Hold on.
It
I
looks
think
like
I have
whiskey
Calabash Caesars.
in the right glass. Apple juice looks like whiskey in the right glass.
I'm on
Cheers, gents.
antibiotics, so I can't join you.
Never mind.
Oh, that's-
I ran out of juice.
How long you been on antibiotics? Cheers, man.
This is the first antibiotic I'm taking that's 10 days.
But
I'm
for
on my
what,
seventh.
man?
He was
Sinusitis.
sick last week.
So pretty
Can't be
much
too
my
careful.
face was pain.
Oh my god.
Like longest time,
Sinusitis,
like I'd have to pretty much
antibiotics.
wearing this while using the computer, but right now I'm not because with the whole light setup, all you see is reflection of everything.
Oh. So now you're choosing being blinded by the lights versus...
Yes.
But
My
wait,
eyes are kind of sensitive. Turn on all the lights.
I have a question though. Like
Okay.
antibiotics for sinusitis,
Yes.
like decongestant.
It's an infection.
But decongestant didn't hack it.
No,
Like,
it's reinfection. That's why it's just causing massive pains.
uh,
It's prescribed by a doctor. It's not like I just go like, give me all your antibiotics.
yeah.
Give me your medicine. Show me the power of science.
Can't be too careful these days.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't worry, I don't have the coof.
You're the only one who calls it that.
The coof.
Oh,
The coof.
someone's coming back.
Millennial titos drink San Miguel.
Beer.
Well,
Always the rebel,
Yeah.
Joao. Always the rebel.
always.
In
well.
fairness, I do have 2 beers over there, but one looks like it expired 3 years ago, so I probably shouldn't drink it.
I have water there, but
Isn't
I
it
don't want to drink it. I might pee.
Isn't alcohol getting older make it better?
Why?
Or vinegar.
So expiry date is just like an encouragement.
It's how they make sure you buy again. It's like, oh, we
Yeah.
better drink this now. We need your sales, damn it.
If you go past the expiry date, you'll get drunker.
No, they're like, look, we need to make them drink. How do we trick them? Like, this stuff doesn't expire. Well, if we tell them it does, so they have to drink it to come back. Like, damn it, dude. You are going to be like employee of the month forever. Guys, it expires. Make them come back. It's like the Tonka toys, the one like the original ones that last forever. It's like, we sold the best toy ever. Dear God, they're giving it to their grandchildren. We need to mess something up just a little bit.
And that's where we slide into planned obsolescence.
What?
Just like the Tonka, like the latest Tonka diecast
Oh my
stuff.
God,
It's nice,
Tonka.
but all the hinges are plastic. On metal diecast, they choose plastic hinges. So I see what's up. I see what's up here.
They need to keep making money, so they're gonna sell you hinges that are all
Now,
still
once that
plastic.
thing breaks, you can't fix that, so you're just gonna buy a new one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or 3D print new hinges.
Mm-mm.
Oh god, 3D printers! I love how much they've improved during the pandemic.
You know, that's the one thing I didn't. I kind of thought that would jump in popularity during the pandemic, like 3D printing. Like everybody would be printing their own stuff.
Mm.
I mean, if they had money, yes.
Yeah, and then
Just
I
ended
realized
up-
how much does a 3D printer cost?
We just
They're
ended
really
up
cheap
buying
now.
all
Like
of our
you can
stuff
get
from
pretty
like Lazada.
solid one for like 20K.
Actually, but I don't
But
know.
I mean, my 3D printed fairs, I have not seen it in like 7 months because we just pretty much have it forever lent out to people just making all the PPEs and stuff.
Oh.
Oh yeah. The that thing. Yeah.
instead of 3D printing stuff, we just order it from like Shopee.
Lazada.
Shopee and Lazada. I
Yeah.
could print you, or
Like,
I
why?
could buy this.
It's like I could print a bottle opener, or I could just get one in Lazada for like
for like
Deliver it
20
in like a
pesos
couple-
or something.
I'm just waiting though for like the metal 3D printers to be like actually affordable and not cost like a Miata.
Metal
That'd be
3D printers?
awesome. Yeah, they're metal 3D
that one
printers.
I'd get into. That one I'd get into because I wanted to. I've been wanting to print hinges for the longest time.
Why?
You know, for like wood.
Okay.
You know, like making shit. You know, like wood and stuff. And that's a new thing now. They 3D print the hinges, so you don't even have to screw or glue or. You know, you just sort of connect the wood together, and it's pretty cool. It looks nice. I don't know.
I can imagine like the detail that you would need to
Right. Yeah.
instead of like
yeah.
having to
Right. Yeah. And some of them they print these hinges that are very very close to like the Japanese hinges, the ones that look like puzzle boxes.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
those are
So,
cool.
yeah.
Place.
Yeah. So they're sort of cool. They're cool that way. So
That's neat.
yeah, it is. So yeah, the metal thing gets
See?
cheap enough, probably.
See, it's like you can never tell what anybody would be printing on in their houses. Like you want some metal printer for hinges, and I could not have predicted that coming from Ian. Like,
I'm not surprised.
Of his own?
Yeah, I've been doing furniture for quite some time. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
Okay, so aside from Overmind stuff.
on Instagram.
Oh, you're an IG guy now.
No, not anymore. Just for a while.
Ah. Or akala ko ngayon. So how
How
is
did you
that
get on that
experiment? Like,
TikTok?
What?
You guys gonna get on TikTok now? It's like
No.
Furniture.
a chair.
or
No, you know
easier
those
in
TikTok
Facebook?
vids where they show something that like they go like that, then become something else.
Right,
Like he
right,
just
right.
shows like a place there, goes to
Right.
this stuff, and that's like a table comes out of nowhere, like
Right.
yeah, furniture.
It's like that thing I shared in our Telegram group. Like Vince McMahon starts off with a mic, like "Life sucks," and then the lady from Mortal Kombat Annihilation cuts in and says, "And then you die."
You know what? I'm actually curious. Like,
Oh man.
why does TikTok work and why did Vine not work?
Kind
They're
of
basically
money.
the same thing.
It's the same thing, but I guess it was too ahead of its time that time. And remember, the internet's not as spread out in our country compared to 2011, 2012. That's
No,
one of the
wait.
Also,
factors, I guess.
Also, there are lots of factors. One, that TikTok has a setup to make you feel like you're important, whereas Vine didn't do that.
Yeah, mine just feels like Twitter, but
More
videos.
useless.
Yeah,
And I would think
not
that
even talk about tout.
and TikTok's algorithm is really good as
Mhm.
well.
And their bot army is amazing.
Do you guys
You
TikTok?
feel like you're actually
Do you guys do
appreciated.
that?
No,
I
no, of
actually-
course not.
Oh, I don't.
I actually downloaded it. I actually downloaded it to see what like all of the kids were into these days. And
Yeah.
after scrolling
Hello,
through,
fellow kids.
yeah, I mean, you
How
know,
are you doing, you fellow young people?
So what was
So-
the
so like
discovery?
after an hour, I stopped getting all of like those weird dancey things and started getting a lot of magic and a lot of food.
Ah,
The core interests of Joao.
Yeah,
Magic and food.
making
Yeah.
food disappear.
Food man.
yeah. So I mean,
Food
it was
magic.
like it was like
Is that a
okay,
chicken?
yeah.
No, it's a four of spades.
I see why it,
Inside the
Yeah.
chicken.
Eating a drumstick. Why is there a card here?
I would watch that cooking show. You know, cooking with magic. Yeah.
So the algorithm
Oh,
really
yeah.
works. The
Yeah.
algorithm really works.
yeah, the algorithm is quite good. So it's I think it's better at keeping people on the platform for longer than Vine was because of that.
Yeah, Vine system is yeah.
I wasn't
the
on
greatest.
Vine, so I couldn't.
I don't even know what Vine is. Like, I've never seen it.
I saw
It's
it was used by a couple of basketball players, but that's it.
It's
I didn't
I
Yeah,
saw the
yeah,
most
yeah.
Vines on YouTube, ironically.
It was basically TikTok. It's the same thing. It's 15-second videos.
True, but TikTok can go stupid long, whereas Vine really had a hard limit.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Doesn't like Facebook Messenger have that 15-minute video thing? Like, what's the difference between
True,
that?
but I guess only your friends see that one, unless you have a normal setup.
I see.
that was Vine was you know how on Instagram you have those like little stories on top that you can have like
Yes,
video-
Instagram has them too, like the short video things.
Twitter
Yeah.
has them too now.
that was what killed Vine.
In this sense, wala.
Well,
I don't know.
Who was that?
So sorry.
You gotta
What
close
the
your tabs,
hell?
man.
I know, what the hell?
What was that, man?
I was just scrolling down at autoplayed. It felt like I was in Facebook.
he was
Mobile.
on Vine.
I was on Vine.
Or not Vine.
I was on-
He was
I'm
on
sorry.
TikTok. But yeah, Instagram stories I think was like the final nail in the coffin for Vine. Because that
Yep.
was what Vine was. And then Instagram comes in and is like, here's our new thing. Vine.
And we're actually popular. Oh, back to there then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought Instagram stories was their answer to Snapchat.
I have no idea what all these things like.
Me neither.
Is Snapchat
I
that
don't
thing
know.
where people show off their like dongs, goals?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's-
that's been there for quite a while, ever since multimedia messaging happened. Like in the late
We
90s.
just changed platforms.
Yeah, we just kept getting better, like faster.
The dongles just improve in quality and power.
Like, you get
have
a
you ever seen a
15-second
dongle
dongle.
in 4K?
HD
Before
dongle.
dongles on 144p, now
Right.
4K.
Yeah.
And next generation 8K dongles.
Yeah, 8K dongles. It used to, like through email, it used to, like you used to get to see it after 5 minutes, and now it's like, it's right there
Yeah.
immediately. So it just kept getting better.
Snapchat
Yep.
is where like Gen Z kids send dick pics to each other.
Yeah.
And
I
this-
don't know, I don't understand
Snapchat.
the whole. It's mind-boggling though the amount of time people have.
Well, especially the pandemic, you got a lot more time.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean like
And
all
talking
of a
about
sudden-
time, it's time for me to disappear for a bit. I might come back, but yeah, got to bring the girl home because curfews.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, it's curfew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I might be back. Not. You guys take care. You guys stay awesome. See you guys.
Take care.
Be back.
Okay.
Or may not. I don't know.
And on that note, we're on
Welcome to
Spotify.
part 3.
Whoa,
Fuck.
whoa, we're 4 now. So, yeah,
Part 3. This is 4 of us.
I see you have a Christmas tree there. How
Yeah.
was it like setting up Christmas stuff during the pandemic?
Really sad, man. Like sad. The Christmas is sad. Like I think that all the events are sad because of the pandemic. Like Halloween. Halloween used to be a big thing for us, me and my family, because of
Yeah,
the
you can't really
pandemic.
celebrate it.
Yeah, right.
Ah.
But aside from those things, like it's been really. I'm actually busier now.
Productivity
No.
through the roof.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's amazing. I'm actually busier now than I was before the pandemic.
Because we don't have commute times anymore.
Right, and there's less bullshit now. Yeah.
Like
people.
the meetings
I
that
feel,
could have been emails.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Now
It is
emails.
now.
right. So I think that's a good thing. I think the whole value adjustment thing that people are going through, realizing they have a lot of stuff, they've been doing a lot of stuff, buying a lot of stuff they don't really need. They don't really need to do. I think it's a good thing for everyone.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
don't
why I'm pro pandemic, but people are suffering, so I can't really say that.
I mean, we hope there's like a few things that the pandemic pushed forward way faster than before.
Yes.
It's just like
Yeah.
yung pag-digitalize ng everything basically.
Yeah.
Now we're like
Also good.
stuff like GCash or PayMaya would have taken forever to fly off the shelves if not for the pandemic. Diba? Yung
Right.
line wallets and payments. And recognition for side jobs has taken off like nothing before. Like now that you have extra time, you can do a side hustle now. All right, sige, I'll
Yeah. The gig economy, that's what they call it.
That was before the pandemic, though.
Yeah.
The gig economy.
Yeah, and now it's sort of exploded because of people that don't have like 4-hour commutes anymore.
Right.
or
So-
parang yung online marketing, online marketplaces, diba?
But I think there's a lot of noise too that because of all those online stuff. Like
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
everything's a
definitely.
marketplace now. Instagram, Facebook.
Man,
Twitter.
this podcast right here, this is adding to a lot of the noise that you see online because without the pandemic, this podcast wouldn't have been a thing.
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So I'm glad we got to do this, and I'm glad you got to join us, Ian.
Thanks, man.
So what's Cyrano? What do
Okay.
you want to plug here? Overmind? Anything?
Ah,
Where can we
yeah,
catch
well,
you more?
I think Overmind has been plugging itself, through various avenues.
So
And,
walk us
I'm
through the
happy to see you
furniture
guys.
thing. I haven't heard about this
Yeah.
new
Oh.
furniture shop on Instagram.
Yeah.
No, it's not a shop. It's I just do stuff, and for a while I was posting what I did. Yeah, that's all. Started maybe 2 years ago. Started as a hobby, and then we got a little bit out of hand towards the end. I was spending so much on tools and stuff. But it
Or
was
mga woodworking stuff.
woodworking stuff, and and now I stopped doing it because I used to do it in Overmind, and then I don't even go there. All of the business is digital now, remote, and so I miss. If there's something I miss that the woodwork stuff. That I really liked it, and it made me appreciate like good furniture. Like good furniture, like the difference between good furniture and something that fills up the room.
What's the difference for you? How would you describe yung
A good
difference?
Like if it's good furniture, I could stand on it. You know what I mean? I could
Okay,
stand on
okay.
it, jump on it, like it wouldn't break, and it still look pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bring it up kasi diba IKEA's opening up soon.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Oo.
No.
Yeah.
And it's gonna definitely create chaos in the furniture industry locally. So
Right. Well, I think there are two separate markets, and no matter how people think they overlap, I don't think they actually do. Like real furniture and the stuff like IKEA stuff. I don't think those two really overlap. Like people think they do, but they don't really overlap. They have
So
a
what's,
totally different market, for each of those. Yeah.
okay. All right.
different people. Like, and usually it doesn't even come down to like the kind of upbringing or social. It's just really some people know how to look at furniture, and the others look at furniture as like stuff, things to put their stuff in. And other people look at it in a different way. They collect it. So there actually is no, for me, no, there's no sharing of market between the two. So this whole IKEA thing is a good thing for me because suddenly people who live in condos, don't have a lot of purchasing power. They can buy nice stuff. It won't last, until you're
Yeah.
until
have to change it
but,
out.
yeah. But it's nice stuff. It looks good.
Although I do think that when IKEA comes to the Philippines, it's not going to. It's going to be viewed as like a premium brand.
Well, probably because
Is it
we do
not a
have
premium
Sangyong.
No, like IKEA is disposable furniture. Essentially, that's what it is, right? But when it comes into the Philippines, it's probably going to be viewed as that imported shit that's like really good, and we're gonna make it last forever.
Right.
Should we call it like parang in the fashion industry, it's fast furniture, like fast fashion?
Yeah. I agree. It's something like that. Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
there's the whole Nordic trend going on, and it's a very specific look, and it's not gonna fit everybody. But it's definitely a look. I wanna say it's a face, pero I mean I can't predict. So, but diba, parang there's other looks that are and designs and faces that we're going through, but it's definitely one that's very popular right now.
Right.
It's very IKEA driven, diba?
Minimalist. Yeah. I kind of like it actually. The whole Nordic look and the brutalism and all these things, and I think it's a good art-wise. I've always been one for simplicity. Like actually, that's where
The minimalist contemporary is more contemporary furniture style, diba? Versus the more 60s kind of.
Right. Well, depends what you mean by contemporary, I guess. Because, like the whole... I mean, Frank Lloyd Wright's been dead for
Been
quite
here for a
long time.
while.
Yeah. And, that whole thing that
He's
did...
still contemporary.
So,
Fair. Time subjective. All right.
Yeah. So, but I agree. The whole... And I think more... I think the utility, the whole Filipino thing, we don't really do utility really well. For
Really?
me.
Why not?
I don't know. We do arte really well, but we don't do utility really well. Like the arte and utility merging, I don't think we really.
So you're saying it's always a clash of style or substance. It's never a complementation.
We've never. I don't know. Maybe because we're mixed. I don't know, culturally or something.
It either looks like the Louvre or feels like the Louvre. It's never kind of like the Louvre.
It's not. Yeah. So I don't know. Even look at local artists. I mean, it's the art. It never leans towards simplicity. Our arts. They never lean towards that.
It's over.
It's
always heavy.
This is my theory. It's because we are a poor country, right? And there is that need to get the most bang for your buck. So as between Pete Mondrian and say Jackson Pollock, like we would want the thing that has more paint on the canvas.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think that's because we're poor.
I mean, fine. Let's not say poor. It's because we like value for money, or the perception of value for money.
But the Americans have the same kind of, like stuff like that as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, cars that guzzle so much gasoline and can drive themselves, like all these things.
Yeah, but as between a car that guzzles more gas and a car that can get you an insane sort of miles per gallon at the same price, the Filipino is going to go for the one that will get you more miles per gallon, and the American is going to go for the one that goes vroom a little bit louder.
Well, I think there is a correlation between dick size and car choice. So that depends on the person buying. I think if you regress that thing, you did the regression line, there would be some sort of correlation, and R squared probably won't go below 80. That's what I think. Like it would be a close correlation.
There's
All
a
right.
big joke about bicycle owners.
Oh my.
But yeah, I mean that's sort of my theory, right? Because there was that question that we were asking about the website of reputable media company based out of Cebu, and a lot of the comments of the people that were living abroad was it seems very cluttered. And right, because people are used to seeing the Google front page,
Right.
but I would think that the market here in the Philippines, or at the very least Cebu, is the type of market that would want to get as much as possible from the front page. Like
So Yahoo?
as much news as possible from the front page. Yeah, like the news website, your headlines should all be there.
I think we should
regardless
stop
of
that though. I
cleanliness
think
of
we
the
should
interface,
move
yeah.
away from that sort of, cultural thing, whatever that is.
I mean, it isn't something that
Yeah, I think it's been, the cause of so much unproductivity by the Filipino. That whole, ang dami masyadong stuff. You
Yeah.
can't focus, nothing gets done, nobody finishes anything. It's all starting stuff. Nobody really finishes it. So I think that's a bad thing. Like it's like the jeepney. They fill it up with all these things, but they never fix the engine. We should really move away from that.
Yeah.
There's so much more paint and
Yeah,
characters
exactly.
on the outside of the jeepney. Why do you need to look inside?
See, that's the thing. It's like it's becoming, for me, in my head at least. I know it's a bad thing, but it's becoming more and more every day. It's becoming the symbol in my head of the bad side of being a Filipino, the jeepney.
The
I guess-
jeepney.
I guess it's a very, very
Yeah.
cultural thing because you got a front. That's a very Filipino thing.
Right.
Diba?
Yeah,
Where- It's like
it's like I don't know. It's like Tagalog for me, Not that I'm against Tagalog, but when I got into
Sayas
this,
represent. Come on, let's go.
no, not because I'm Ilonggo or anything, but when I was talking to my friend, like kids, because I homeschool my daughter, right? And she's not learning Tagalog yet, but she will. And I brought up the subject with friends of mine that I think Tagalog. Well, Lyra brought it up actually. She's the one that said something about it. That Tagalog shouldn't be required. It could be studied. It could be a elective, and it could add to your grade and stuff. But it shouldn't be required. And this guy said that but if we don't continue using Tagalog, we will lose our identity. And I really that for me that's the same argument with the jeepney. You know what I mean? Like if there's no jeepney, we lose some sort of identity. Like what? The things we stole from Americans. Like we're gonna lose that. It's so Pinoy to keep something that is inefficient, polluting, an eyesore, and then we keep it for some inane reason. Like, it's part of our culture. So probably our culture is that it's inane, it's inefficient, and it pollutes. That's probably our culture, So it's
That got called for a drink.
I don't know, man. I'm going through this phase. I'm telling you, this whole pandemic thing. I'm going through this,
It's
self-culture hate thing. I'm starting to hate,
it's
my
definitely
being-
going to power the arts in some
Yes.
words.
Or
We're
at
gonna
least
see the effect of it later on.
I hope so. Like, I hope people start thinking about that that our culture is not attached to any jeepney or some sort of language. It's not. It's, how we do things. And there are some good parts about being a Filipino, but a lot of it that we think are good are actually not. And people should start realizing that they're
Culture is weird.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot like language. There's that idea that there's that idea that language ought to just evolve, and the job of a person studying language is to describe language as it is, while there are others
Right.
who would argue that language ought to be preserved. So either you prescribe language or you describe language. And personally, being a descriptivist is something that I enjoy more and I think is overall better for the world. Culture is kind of weird in that way. No? Now, there are some people that would think that culture is something that ought to be preserved as opposed to something that is lived and dynamic.
Well, it could be preserved, like in the museum and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
they
but
could
then
do
that,
that.
but then that really isn't culture as such. That's
Yeah, because it's dynamic. Yeah, but a record of culture, I guess.
yeah.
I mean,
Amen.
spaghetti, pababa, pababa, pababa. I mean, where would we be without that song? Diba? That cultural song.
Or
right
Bakit Papa.
I remember like
Why
having
are these our cultural milestones?
I remember
No,
us
because
having that discussion.
a long time ago, right? These are actually cultural milestones because you know the graffiti on the Roman walls.
Yeah.
That is a big source of how they were able to understand Roman culture. In the
Wait,
same,
so
and these were all like drawings of dongs,
Dongs and stuff.
dong drawings.
So yeah.
Surprise.
Right now, there's still throwing some dongs on walls.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they're saying that
Really?
culture doesn't really change a lot, like from what the other.
Yeah.
Like,
On the one hand, Aristotle. On the other hand, dong painting.
dong paintings. Yeah, and
Right.
yeah, and they say it's a more accurate picture of Roman culture rather than looking at Cicero's speeches. Because he's right. I mean, these people were rich, and there were few of them, and so that's probably not how everybody felt, or how everybody acted.
Yeah. And that's that's what I'm saying, right?
Right.
It's low culture is culture as it is.
Right.
And
So
it's not something that ought to be like preserved for some sake or for the sake of whatever is in that Republic Act that says we have to like sing the national
Keep our
anthem
culture
march.
as is.
Really, that's in the law.
Yeah, it's actually law that it's got to be as it was written or something.
Which one?
The national anthem.
The national anthem.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the national anthem I'm okay with, remaining this because it's,
I mean, like, but that's sort of the same impulse, right? The same impulse that says that we have to do the national anthem as a march is that impulse that says, we gotta maintain the jeepney.
Right.
Yeah, because you're comparing was that the variation and freedom of the United States anthem and its interpretations versus how we have to keep the national anthem as is, note per note. Tama ba? Or is that just me interpreting it in my own weird way?
I really don't like our national anthem. Sorry about that. The phrasing is really weird.
Well, I guess it will take a stronger president to ever get that. It's in the Constitution, but is it? I have no idea. Is it in the Constitution?
No. It's in a Republic Act.
If it's not in the Constitution, it can be at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, it just it just gives us an idea that we're sentimental at heart.
Yeah, we are.
We like to keep snapshots of history.
Right. And
this
yet we
jeepney
forget.
And we forget. So this chimney was left to us, and this is what we have, and we're keeping it as is. We're not making the engine more efficient.
Yeah.
We're just putting
whatever that engine was at the start, it's gonna be the
40
same
years
engine.
ago, same engine.
Yeah, because culture, man. Because culture,
Yeah, culture.
So it's I don't know, man. I think we should stop that whole thing and stop thinking it's a good thing because we think it's a good thing. That's what's so sad about it, that we actually think it's a good thing.
I think we should. It's more of a traditionalist kind of view. Let's keep what is important as is, and then versus a more improved point of view. Let's keep evolving forward and keep making it better.
No, let's just start being able to control the emotions and prudence. Basically, what I'm saying is prudence.
Yeah.
Why don't we just start being prudent?
Hard in the age of internet and clout.
I think it should be easier now.
Actually,
I think it should be easier now.
Ang weird.
So you have a lot of time to yourself. I mean, do something. Do some exercises to become, to be able to manage your emotions or your decision making or all these things.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's what was it? Again, it sort of goes back to that idea of wanting to get the most value from, or the perception of like we have to make this thing last for as long as possible. That way, we are getting the most value for money.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't necessarily a good thing again.
Yeah,
But
it's
then-
not. Because it's like putting so much importance on money.
Yeah.
That's why we're poor, because we always think about money.
Yeah.
There's also that perspective na parang because we keep the jeepneys because they're a cost efficient way of providing
not.
public transportation.
No, they're not.
No,
Okay.
man. Buses are a cost-efficient way. I mean, the MRT is a cost-efficient way.
Then all right. Then why are the Calesas relegated to tourist
Intramuros.
attractions? Yeah, tourist
Because
attractions.
they're not an efficient way. I mean, they
Yeah.
shit. There's
Because of the manure problem.
Yeah, so that's why tourists just stay with the tourists.
Jeepneys shat, we would have left them away long ago.
Yeah.
No, they shit in the air. They actually shit in the air. I mean, when they pass, like, it's all black smoke, man. Like, that's one of the things I really hate the Jeep because they had decades. These people who are in the business of jeepneys, they had decades to improve it, and they were making so much money. Imagine not getting taxed or paying a tax that is like set. It doesn't matter how much your income is. You just pay a set tax. They had decades to improve this. They had decades to improve this whole system. And they didn't. You know what I mean? And now we want to change it. The people want to change it because it sucks. And now they're complaining. It doesn't make any... I mean, you had time, man. You guys got rich off this. So,
Maybe
remember-
that's it.
what was that?
Maybe that's it. We, as a culture, and this is something we can see in like the sachet culture, sort of, where we don't really look to the future.
Yeah, we don't, because it's all emotional. That's what I'm saying. It's that whole prudence thing. That's how it works. If you start making decisions using your head, you start looking to the future. But that's never gonna happen if we keep thinking that Andres Bonifacio would have made a better leader just because Matipuno, Guerra, whatever, fuck. If we keep thinking that guy would have been a better leader because he never thought, he just felt, that whole thing, that's what's causing this entire thing. That's why we vote the way we do. Cory dies and then we vote Pinoy. Come on. And what did the guy do? Absolutely nothing, because he never really wanted to run in the first.
There we go.
So maybe the lesson here is that the culture has left us with these milestones, and the milestones are a symptom of the problem.
No, the culture is the problem. I think the culture is the problem. The way we think, the way we put value on things that shouldn't be valuable.
There we go. That's it.
You know
That's
what I
it.
mean? Yeah. Like
Our perception of value is skewed.
yeah,
And
skewed. It doesn't. It's
And
so
it just
selfish.
gets inherited across generations.
Yeah, across generations.
Yeah, because that's the very definition of culture.
Yeah.
I mean, all these Filipinos keep learning Tagalog and learning Tagalog through the culture, and I've never seen Tagalog getting any better. I mean, it's probably getting worse because of all the, Jejemon stuff and whatnot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So I don't know what that's about. So
But if anything, Tagalog is being too regulated.
yeah, it should be freer. It should be freer, and it
be
should
freer.
be. I mean, Paul Dumo said it best. If you want Tagalog to be taken seriously as a language, you have to keep translating. Real translating. How the Germans did it from Latin. Because what we do is we really just import the English word and then we change the spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what's it? But then didn't English do that with like French and
Yeah, but
English does
English
that
is
quite a bit.
but it's a pretty old language coming from.
So are we going to be like
Germanic?
racing?
Yeah.
Hey, Miko. So are we going to be like petitioning for Taglish to be recognized as an evolution, next evolution of Tagalog?
Well,
Because we keep
What am I stepping
importing.
to?
Well, for me, just don't make it a requirement. Just don't make it a requirement. Why are you making it a requirement? I don't understand. Our laws are in English.
Wait,
Business language is
English a
English.
requirement? What's going on?
No, Tagalog for kids.
Tagalog.
Oh yeah, no, that's bullshit.
Education.
Yeah.
We're
So
talking about culture.
so for me, just
What
stop
culture?
making it a requirement. People who want to learn it will learn it.
People want to learn it.
Yeah, like it's like that.
He's fighting the mandatory nature of Tagalog in education.
Oh no, that should be gone.
See?
I mean, I like how the office, based in the area where it's from, they said, we are going to conduct research in the country. We found out that people speak this. You mean the thing you speak? Yes. Everyone speaks that.
Totally. Isn't that the... Mick, did you have to take Filipino for foreign students?
Heck yeah, I'm from the Republic of Cebu.
Whoa. You're FFS? Nice.
Hell yeah.
Here's the thing.
I
right?
wanted to take FFS, but they know
people
I took
from Manila
Tagalog,
don't
so-
take Filipino. They don't take Filipino. People from Manila.
I mean,
No,
we
they
do.
do.
Ah,
We do, but we took normal Filipino. Some took FFS.
I know. I
In
think I
fairness,
took normal
it
It
Filipino.
really worked better for me because so many people there, goddamn, they have a passport, but they've lived in Manila all their lives.
I mean,
I
here's the
know.
thing.
My class said, I know
jealous.
you. I've seen you outside talking like everyone else.
Right.
Here's
Like,
the
I
thing-
had a
here's the thing with
classmate in
Filipino.
high school. We had Filipino class for the past 4 years in high school. Then she goes in UAP and she goes to FFS. I'm like, you get higher
Ouch.
grades than me. What the hell?
Wait, so we're talking about college. We're
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
college. I was talking about like elementary and shit, man. They teach.
always
it's a
be gone.
requirement. It's a requirement.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing that people fail to see really is that whether or not you teach a language in school, people will learn the language.
Yeah, if it's spoken enough.
If it's spoken, people
They'll
will.
learn the language of the area they're in, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we never had to study Cebuano in any of our.
Me too.
classes.
Like I picked up Ilonggo in school. I didn't pick it up at home because we spoke English at home. So when I went to school,
yeah.
that's when I started learning Ilonggo. And so imagine that I was learning Ilonggo and Filipino at the same time.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, at the same
think I
time,
know.
the thing I wish is that Tagalog actually had use outside of Manila. I mean, if it's one of those languages where like it's a business language, it's a political language, something. But no, it's just like it's here. Like, so where do you speak this? Here, and that's kind of it. Why do I need to learn you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, so we go abroad and start speaking Tagalog. You know what I mean? Like,
I would have been more. I'll be honest. If they required us to learn French, at least it has more use for me.
But that's the thing, man. Even the French are learning English. And they're the French. You know what I mean? Like, they're so proud of their language. And these guys have enough humility. You know what I mean? Start learning English. And it's not like French is used abroad. I mean,
More so than Tagalog.
pre-Vietnam or Vietnam.
I mean, Miko makes a good point.
Algeria.
Algeria, yeah.
Wherever colonies
Cote
were,
d'Ivoire.
you can somewhat speak it here. That's why English is so strong, because the Brits taught everything.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
You will assimilate our language. We shall take your food and culture back home, though.
You know, the Spanish could have done it as well. I mean, they could have had that sort of impact.
True, but the fires would rather the population not learn proper Spanish.
Yeah.
They tried, but very specific people.
Dude. English is the most spoken language in the world. The second most spoken language is Spanish.
Spanish,
Yep.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
We missed that by this month.
At one point, the world was split
Right? And
between Barcelona and between like Portugal and Spain.
Can you imagine what kind of like...
because of South America. And you know that the Philippines did speak quite a bit of Spanish until the nationalists got a hold of the country.
Yeah, that's true. Well, until America got involved.
Yeah. Until America got involved.
And then the Spanish gave the Spanish out. Okay, we don't want to lose against the locals. Can we lose to you? Yeah. Awesome.
Real job to you.
But there.
The first WWE match was, Spain versus America. Okay, this time I'm going to take the fall, go in like, yes, and here's the belt.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the chances of us becoming a Spanish-English primarily speaking country was this small, and we missed it.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think we would have been closer to like a Mexico,
Yeah.
where the lingua franca would have been Spanish.
But
English
like a
would
really
be,
weird Spanish.
No, probably something more like Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Something closer to Puerto Rico, yeah.
I have never been to either one of those places.
No, I haven't been there.
Yeah.
So,
But like Spanish,
I've
is
seen-
lingua franca.
yeah, and I've watched this interview by Conan when he went to Puerto Rico, so I learned a lot of stuff. The guy's
Windows to the world.
Conan O'Brien,
funny. That's how I learned my geography, Conan O'Brien.
not the Animaniacs song. That's where I learned that.
I learned mine from video games.
I have this fun thing I do with my daughter now. Part of her class, because she's homeschooled, right? And we have this one lesson. It takes like 10 minutes where she chooses a spot on the globe, and then we look at it through Google Earth. And it's
Oh,
kinda
okay. I
cool.
thought she picks about. Now
That's
tell
pretty
us,
cool.
is this French, British, or a Spanish colony?
Now that comes in high school, like hegemony and all these empire buildings thing.
Nice. That's actually just a cool thing.
Points to England. That was a French
It's her-
colony.
It's her favorite. It's her favorite class.
Back when they were the Franks.
Yeah, back when they were the Franks.
Then they discovered butter.
Sugar, right?
According to John, that was
Sugar,
the fall
right?
of the French. The fall of the French was the discovery of butter.
John
Yep.
got that from Ian.
What?
You did?
Which one?
The downfall of the French being the discovery of the pastry.
Did
Oh my
it?
God.
The croissant was the downfall of the French.
like the discovery of sugar or something.
They had too much of a good time.
Yep. The greatest general was not French; he was Corsican.
But yeah, I think the downfall of all monarchy is the unwillingness to adapt.
I thought
It's really
sugar.
that, if there's
Diabetes.
Sugar.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know, like one drunken evening with Ian, I remember that. It was because of sugar. The discovery of the pastry.
Sugar.
That's when the Franks became the French.
The Franks became the French.
Oh,
They used to be warriors.
Now they're just
Now
fat.
they're yeah.
Like I
They're
love how
all
looking at
chefs.
the old imagery of the Musketeers. When
Right.
I grew up, the Musketeers being like, oh, these really thin, cool, like athletic
Right,
guys. I
right,
saw the
right,
original.
right.
Then I saw the original drawings. Like, oh, they're just a bunch of fat guys with guns.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And what I found so funny was the musketeer uniform. Like it's supposed to hide the body, right?
Yep.
It's supposed to make the body look bigger. So when you stab at them, you're not really sure if you're hitting a part. But if you're that fat, you'll probably hit
got me in
something.
the gut.
So the entire costume was.
They probably saw it as like aspirational, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is the size that we have to be.
That was the ideal male figure at the time.
Yeah, it was
Look,
fat.
I am not
Everybody
going
was
hungry.
right?
Yeah,
Aren't I
everybody was
awesome?
Hey man,
Yeah.
the Greeks did it.
The Greeks did many things.
Yeah, I was just reading about them.
That's true.
And those people. Crazy people. The
I love
Greeks.
how the Musketeers were essentially killing each other off because they kept having duels with each other. And that's the only way apparently you ranked up as a Musketeer, was to duel another Musketeer.
So
But
they
it's
were
a pretty
High-
horrible system.
so they were
everybody was
original
doing
Highlanders.
In a weird way, it's like you want to be a higher Musketeer, you have to kill another Musketeer.
The only way to get the Grand Musketeer is for every other Musketeer to die.
Pretty much. It was a horrible system because we realized we're losing members. I wonder why.
Because you had to beat them in single combat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they would like duel each other for like the dumbest reasons. Like before it'd be like, oh, you have smited my honor. It's like, now you have spilled my sugar. I am not going to stab you.
And that's how the
Honor-
Franks
honor-
became the French.
The French. But honor was a big thing, before. Was really big.
Oh. I saw move a bit.
It was a big thing until they became bigger than it.
Yeah.
Like now, how Facebook is a big thing. You know what I mean? Like I think if people from the past saw us and look at how we were spending our time, they'd probably ask the same question. What's up with Facebook? What is this thing? Why is it so important? What's up? You probably have that.
Like, who cares? Ano yun yung...
I'll be telling them, there's something called fried butter. You should try that stuff.
Yeah.
We took what you made and made it more awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Wait,
there's
Martin.
also that... No, yes, Martin.
What was
no.
that all about?
No, he just moved.
I grabbed my other phone just in case.
Are you
someone
gonna
was
have a
calling.
second angle now? Oh,
Or
Split screen.
or do we need to bring out a GoTed?